Pre-recorded live from the Donner Pass, it's the Derek Luna Show. This week, an interview with Becca Ward, ? Plus, we tool around Sacramento as I return back to Cali. But now, he swears it tastes like chicken. It's Derek Luna. Oh man, what a trail we ended up on here today. It's like 75, it's a beautiful day, but some of this trail still has snow on it, if you can believe it. I'm up here in the Donner Pass. Look how gorgeous this is. Long, wild trip I've been on. We started, I'm still in the same clothes from last week when I was in Denver. Then we went and we camped out in Wyoming, and then camped out in the mountains in Wyoming. Then we camped out in the deserts in Nevada, and boom, here we are in the Sierra Nevadas outside Donner Pass, and beautiful. I think that's Lake Mary. Donner Lake's on the other side, but I've been really getting into these day hikes, finding a nice trailhead near an interstate. I mean, it doesn't have to be too close, but you don't have to go too far to really find a great trail. I mean, you won't believe how gorgeous this is. This week, we're in Sacramento at Laughs Unlimited for a World Series of Comedy event, and I'm gonna do an interview with Becca Ward. She's out of Los Angeles by way, check that out. By way of West Virginia, and relatively new comic. I want to say she's been doing it maybe 4 or 5 years. So we'll get a chat with her as we're at Laughs Unlimited all week. She's kind of our guest host, helping us out with all the details and a little bit of the hosting. Then we're off to Humboldt County. We're heading up north towards Tacoma, but I'm going to stop in Humboldt County next week and talk to Chris Durant, an old friend from the Savage Henry Comedy Festival, see what he's up to as we stop and do a couple shows in Humboldt County. Man, on your days off, you got to do something like this, right? This country is just beautiful, and it don't cost nothing to park and just walk around some of the beautiful places we got here in this country. So, check out this interview with Becca Ward. Thanks for checking it out, and enjoy.
It's a bad show. You're allowed to just fuck around.
Just be a dick. I'm gonna sit like this.
Yeah, you got the slides on. You're sitting awkwardly. I guess I should say who you are. This is Becca Ward.
Hi,
everyone. We're making a bad podcast right now.
Yeah.
You can seriously go get a cigarette if you want.
I'm good right now.
We're here in Sacramento, California. The weather is nice, isn't it?
Sacktown. It is gorgeous until it's not.
There's a couple hours in the middle of the day where it's too hot.
It's a little unpleasant.
But that's fine. I remember when I used to live in Los Angeles, that was the vibe. You needed a sweatshirt at night because it got too chilly. And then you needed to be able to get down to like shorts or something for a couple hours. Yeah.
Especially, the valley too. Ooh, valley heat.
That's a whole nother
deadly.
That's a whole nother beast, the valley. I never lived in the valley.
I did. I lived as close to porn capital as you could without taking your clothes off, I guess.
They are making porn in the valley. Heads up, guys, they're making porn in the valley.
Lots of it.
I don't know if anybody knew that, but we're here in Sacramento for the World Series of Comedy. Becca's one of the guest hosts for this week. She's been hustling, grinding, and
trying.
And we're having fun. We're gonna hit that pool up today, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to.
I could go buy a bathing suit.
You're gonna straight up buy one?
Yeah.
I did that in Myrtle Beach, and you'll see it's too short. I bought a really short. It's obscene. My mom would be ashamed. She'd be like, "You got to buy something else." or put like some jeans on
Yeah.
on top of those.
Some jorts. Yeah, that's a bathing suit you wear with jorts on top. Mm-hmm. And a wife beater. Jorts and a wife beater.
But it'll be nice enough. We'll get over there.
Yeah, I bought a bikini in Vegas when we were there, and the only one they had available was an American flag bikini, which shockingly brought the opposite kind of attention that I wanted, being a California lady.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole different vibe.
So-
People are handing you pamphlets and stuff.
Yeah, so I went back to my college bathing suits, where it turns out it has been long enough that the elasticity is gone.
yeah,
So I
all
did
floppy.
one big breaststroke, and they both just went right on down. Free show for everybody in the pool in Sarasota.
What's a
that
college?
was that
What's
that
a
pool.
I know you meant college as in from that time in your life, but I'm thinking of like a scholarly type bathing suit.
Yeah. I think it'd be a bit nautical.
Yeah.
There's something.
It's reserved. It comes with a four-corner hat. Like
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a tassel on one tit, you can move to the other tit.
get to the diving board.
I've done it. Yeah.
So how long? A couple things I want to talk to you about: comedy, West Virginia,
Yeah.
and Los Angeles.
Cool.
Which one do you want to start with?
Let's go in order.
This is already a
I know.
weird interview. People who watch the show, and there's only like 5 people who watch the show.
That's cool.
But yeah, they're already like, this is weird.
Yeah. It's only gonna get weirder.
It's gonna get
To be
weirder.
totally real.
All right, what are we starting with?
Comedy.
Comedy. How long have you been doing comedy?
Forever. Like, started comedic theater as
Yeah.
a kid, always putting the funny roles. I even actually, by the time I got to college and I had never done a serious role, I was like, I just want to be a fucking ingenue.
Yeah.
Like, just one time. Just let me try it.
Yeah.
When they're like, but we don't have anyone then to be weird. Like,
Yeah. There's a lot of similarities between me and you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was, I was typecast as like prostitute number 1. I look real good splatted on concrete. I realized
Prostitute number
these
1.
limbs.
Well, hey, at least you're number 1.
These are splattable limbs, like very Law and Order limbs here. So that, or like, meth head, whoever,
Sure.
recovering meth head.
Sure.
That I did that for court TV.
Yeah,
me
me too. I've done meth. I've done crack. Not for real, but I've
No,
played
not in
crack.
live, but
Not in
unless,
live.
unless you count that one accident.
That one time at that concert.
It was
I
a-
thought it was pot.
It's a Pakistani dude in the back of a stereo shop.
You can't trust
In
that.
Ashbury, but-
That's on you.
Yep. When somebody says, "Do you smoke?" you need to ask, "Smoke what?" I've realized that in California.
Especially, in certain parts of California.
Absolutely.
So I know what you mean. You've been doing comedy forever.
No, but
Did you start in West Virginia?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
We had one theater, and it was about 25, 30 minutes away in like the nearest kind of town. And so my brother started doing a show, Anti-Mame, and I was so, the musical.
Oh,
or
okay,
Mame.
yeah.
It's Anti-Mame is a play, I think, and then Mame is a musical, but
Okay,
whatever.
I'm with you.
And I just loved it. And I don't know if it's also because my mom was proud, and I was like, oh, I want to feel that too.
Yeah.
Like that would be dope. Still waiting on
Still
that.
gonna get there one of these days.
I'm not gonna keep trying.
But you got a glimpse.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was so cool. The freedom of it all, the character, the personality. Nobody was too big. No one was being told that they're talking too much or to be quiet or,
Yeah.
sit still, sit in your hands, like all the kind of Christian Academy, Catholic school way that
Sure.
I've been raised. And so I started going to music and drama church camp,
Okay.
which is an oxymoron in and of itself.
Yeah.
It's gay,
In a way.
gay camp for us, like for us hillbillies,
The Christians sponsored a homosexual camp
right,
for some reason.
exactly. Like, and we were thriving. Oh man, I'm not gay, but I wanted to be after that camp. It's like I don't fit in here.
Little did the church know they were fostering this community.
So I loved it so much. And then like I'd go back. My grandma had a big costume closet, and she would take me to Broadway shows and introduce me to that world. And I'd go home and I'd put on her gowns and I'd shove the the tip part with socks, and I just start shimmying around the house like, who cooks the blues right? No. I was singing Bosom Buddy from Mame. Who else but our bosom buddy? Sit down and tell you just how right.
So when
you
does this
are.
transition to stand up? When you start hitting clubs or?
So I did improv in college.
That's the way you do it. From theater to stand up, there's always an improv
Segue.
segue.
Totally.
That's like,
So
maybe this, and then, you know what?
I
I
love-
don't need all these other virgins. I can just do this by myself.
10 less virgins would make me more attractive.
I'm sorry to shit
Yeah.
on improv. I took UCB classes. I thought it was very valuable.
It can be.
I
It
never
can-
joined a troupe or anything,
Yeah.
but I thought for like writing purposes and creativity, I was like, this is cool.
to be with like-minded people.
I mean, it's not cool,
right.
but it's cool.
I've never been called cool before, during,
Nobody
or
doing
after.
improv has ever been
Doing
called
improv.
cool.
But and then they asked me to host the talent show in my theater department. We had a talent show every semester, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Let's get one of the students to come in." I was on the theater class, or like we had a. What do they call it? They used to be called the Mason Players. I went to George Mason University. Shout out, great fucking program.
Shout
though.
out Mason.
I will actually, because I was fostered. You know,
That's
like
dope.
that was
That's
really
dope.
awesome. We just had an alumni dinner. We were all just talking about ourselves, like LA people do. It was lovely.
We got to talk
Over-
about ourselves for hours.
Yeah,
It was
over free
great.
food. I was like, these are my favorite things in life: free food and talking about myself. So hosting went great for me. I went to San Francisco, was kind of like, all right, I'm going to do a little bit of sketch here, Tinder Disrupt, piano fight. Did a couple, I would do
Was there no desire to do stand up, or did you just
I just
kinda
didn't
scared
know.
of it?
I just didn't know.
Yeah,
Like,
not
I didn't know
exposed
that I
to
would
it.
be good at it. I had never tried it. It was just like, I knew
I think that was kind of me too. I don't think I knew exactly how it worked.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know how you get into the world, like, I was just.
I had
and
tried to write jokes before and was like, oh, well, this feels weird.
I
To be
just I would write plays, so I would just write like 10-minute pieces. And then I started
Yeah.
writing sketch.
Unless there's a character or something, I don't know how to be like, so the grocery store's weird. Like,
Yeah.
that's a weird thing to write.
I'd write like really dumb 2, 5, or 10-minute sketches where
Yeah.
like I would take a bag of bread out to Echo Park and line up a bird scooter and say feed the birds and just like throw bread at the
Yeah.
bird scooter, like, and that was it. Like that, I just wanted little quip
Internet
like,
stuff.
yeah, and so I joined a sketch group, Hot and Funny, and there was a girl in there doing stand up, and she's like, "You have got to do this. Like you have enough energy on your own. You don't need anybody else. Like you don't even need like a prop.
Yeah.
Like you got to just lean
So
into
there was
the-
a lady in there who was doing stand up who was like, hey, listen,
Yeah, you could try this.
Let me show you where the good stuff's at.
So I was like, well, let me go work at a club. Let me go, like, because I don't want to go in. I am very competitive. I think it's being one of a cajillion kids.
yeah.
And my mom would even line us up and have us sing hymns and then go to the back of the line and then go and like, okay, now you sing it. Sharp, go to the back, and like, and she goes, all right, whoever, you can eat first. Whoever wins this foot race can go in first.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
that's
I just
competitive
grew
as
up
hell.
that way in this way. Yeah. So it's like, I was like, yeah, I'm down to try it. But let me go. I don't want to show up looking like an idiot. Like I have to look like I want to.
Competent
I don't want
in
to
some
smile
way.
and nod. I want to be able to be an active listener minimally in the
Yeah.
conversation.
So you're at the scoping it out level.
Yeah. So I start watching, and then I'm just watching shows, sitting in it, learning. I took a class. And it was good. And then after the class, the booker at the club I was working at said, okay, well, is your 5 ready yet?
Yeah, let's get you a spot.
And I was like, yes. Because that, and that's it. That was it.
Yeah.
It was like every other time that somebody would say, okay, now this, I would say, yes.
Yeah. I think that's important to
yes.
get a little bit over your skis.
Oh
you
God,
know?
it was so bad. The whole fake it till you make it. But I was like, and then I was like questioning. Maybe 2 years later, maybe 3 years later, I was like, I don't know that I'm faking it anymore.
Yeah.
Like-
Eventually, you're like, I'm just pretty competent. in
I think
these things.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting to competency, like, and then
Way
probably
cool.
like now at 5 years did I really start feeling like, all right, no one is telling the jokes that I'm telling, and that's where my voice is.
Yeah.
So
And you got a
it's
unique
starting
story
there.
and-
So now and then it's just finding, like, getting all that material out and just fine tuning so much of that, workshopping that.
I remember like the first time I was on a show and I was pretty clearly the funniest person on the show.
Ooh.
Where that started
so
happening a couple
awesome.
times, and it was like, oh, hey, I think I was probably the best on the show, maybe,
I give myself.
And that had never happened before. I
I'm
was
like trying.
oh,
I'm
fun.
like, I'm not vain, so I'm just gonna tell myself as long as I'm top 3.
Yeah. But then you start getting on better shows, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay.
One time, I knew that I was in a really good freaking spot in LA when I went up in between Steph Tolev and Kurt Metzger, and I was like, this is peak LA,
Yeah.
pretty much. These are like, and it's
Could you
it's,
hang with them? That's what I.
that
if
I
I'm in
did.
those spots,
I
it's
fucking
like,
did. I think I was
as long as I
so-
don't embarrass myself,
I
we'll
got
call it a
so
win.
like excited
Liv
about it. I
Tolev
guess
is a monster. She's so
Steph
funny.
Tolev is one of my favorites and so kind, like
Yeah.
such a cool hang. Like, I booked her a couple times for my shows, and she always gives 200 freaking percent.
And you're going after her.
I'm going after
Yeah,
Steph.
I don't know how you win after going after
the
Steph.
only person who could go up on that show, energy wise, was me.
Yeah, that's
I
wild.
would, but you're gonna go from Steph to Kurt. Like, you have to have a transitionary.
Yeah, you gotta
me.
have a-
Yeah. So
You're a
the
palate
host.
cleanser.
Yeah. So the host did not start strong. He was having a tough time
Yeah.
in there, and I don't know. He's a funny guy. So he's kind of in the back of the room with his arms crossed, like through pretty much every set. Maybe during like Kurt's, he's giving a little, like just a little. Yeah, but then
Nothing's more welcoming than the arms crossed.
host in the back of the room just like, yeah, it's fine, I'm doing fine, everything's fine. Their eyebrows just are getting further
like,
and further
come
down
on.
their face. But so after somebody, one of my buddies had come up and he was like, dude, motherfucking way to succeed in between those two people. Not just like hold your own, like
Tough.
you succeeded.
Yeah.
Like, that was awesome for me to watch. You come from like,
Yeah,
from
I
a
always have
such a
that
different
thought when I'm
place.
on a bigger show with bigger names is like, if I can get out of this and it just doesn't seem like I'm out of place, like I
yeah.
didn't belong on that
That's huge.
bill, like
That's huge.
that's kind of all I'm looking to do.
Well, and then the host goes, yeah. What did he say? He was like, you rode the wave.
Yeah, that was an insult. That was a backhanded compliment.
I was like, no, I did it. I
threw a couple punches.
I did
in
it.
there.
No,
Come on now.
I mean, I only did my best.
Yeah.
Like, I the tried and true. Like, I wasn't playing. I wasn't doing shit. I was like, I'm not fucking around.
So your move into comedy is pretty similar to mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me either.
You come from West Virginia.
Oh, yeah. This part.
Also similar, for some reason, I think southern Missouri was settled by Appalachia folk.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because
yeah.
when I'm through there, it feels like home. Sometimes I'm like, was this northern Arkansas, southern Missouri? And yeah, a lot of times the people there's similar vibes too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was it like growing up in West Virginia?
Sad.
Is it?
it was really
It's either
sad.
the poorest or the second poorest state. in
Yeah,
the
it's
whole-
always in the bottom 5.
It's like West Virginia and
top 5 if
West
you're
Virginia
glass
and
half
Mississippi
full.
are like elbowing each
Yeah, I
other.
know.
Like, yeah, it's my spot now.
It was tough. Yeah, it was really tough. It's I mean it when I say, like, I didn't have TV or internet or
Yeah.
until I had moved to the burbs of DC in my teen years. But when I was 11 or 12, we had a tornado hit our town.
I didn't know you guys got tornadoes.
I didn't either. Nobody in my house knew. But my mom was seeing this real douche from Iowa, and he heard a whistling noise. And he was like, Laurie, get the kids to the basement.
He's in
now."
Iowa. He's heard a tornado.
Yeah,
before.
he's like, get him down. And my mom is like, we don't have tornadoes in West Virginia. Like, they're
Yeah.
like, we're fine. He's like, God damn it, Lori, get the fucking kids to the basement now. Go down to the basement, and it's like a freight train is like right next to your ear, and the whole house is shaking.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, and my mom has got her nails like fucking digging into us, and so the tornado had hit a line of trees, and they had gone in a circle around our house, and then we got hit again with the tail, and I'm shit you not, was a line of trees in a circle around our car, around our minivan.
Wild.
We even had to like cut up the trees to move them to then back out the car.
Wild.
It was insane. And then so
Intense.
28 of the houses were condemned, and we were one of 3 that was left standing, but we had no front steps going to the front door. We didn't have it to start, actually. Like,
Yeah.
no, I didn't. I forgot about that. That never existed. So, but anyway,
So was the whole
there was
family
nothing-
just homeless
there
for
was just
a while?
nothing left. No, I mean, our house was fine. We were one of
Just
the 3 left there,
miraculous.
but there was just nothing left. Like, there's no Piggly Wiggly. There's
Yeah.
I miss Bobby's trailer, you know, where you go get your drink at the end of your night is not
Yeah,
there.
this is like when Joplin got destroyed. It was like, wow.
It's just
the whole
gone.
town.
It's just leveled.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just so after that, it was like, you know, we stuck around for a little bit, and then my mom lost her mind, and we went to live in the burbs of DC with my dad. I met my dad.
Isn't that so wild? So that I've known this happen 2 or 3 times, and Joplin came back, of course, but where towns have just gone away.
Darksville did not come back. Yeah, they
It's
just
just
kept
gone.
it kind of a. Well, it was a big. Is it like there's a big fish hatchery, you know, and that's
Yeah.
really. That was the only thing really going on. But I mean, it was so dead. We would ride 4-wheelers down to the fish hatchery and
Yeah.
go just chill. Like,
There's a couple of towns. One of my best buds, the Showalters, they're from Craig, Missouri. Shout out Craig, and it's barely there just because
Yeah.
of the floods on the Missouri River. Like, you got flooded every
Wow.
year, and to the point where like people just stopped coming back and rebuilding because it was like,
I mean, what's
just
the
gonna
point? Yeah,
happen
it's just
again.
depressing. Well, and then I was really careful and mindful. It bled into like, you know, moving when I moved to when I bought a house in California. I was like, I'm not going by the fires. I'm not going by the water.
Yeah, you
like,
gotta be
I'm
smart.
I'm going in between freeways where shit doesn't jump. You
This
know?
sounds like it was a good thing in the long run. Get you out of Darksville and
oh
onto
yeah.
some other stuff that's going on. Sort of open up your horizons a
I
little
went
bit, right?
to one of the best public high schools in the country. And I just learned. I mean, I was just learning. I was going to Smithsonian's. I was taking the Chinatown bus when I was 13, 14 up to New York City, just chilling for the weekend.
Yeah.
Like,
that's great for a kid.
oh man,
Just to be like, hey, the world is like huge,
this is my world now.
but it's also like not unconquerable. Like,
Yeah.
I felt that when I was a kid in a small town was like,
Am
New-
I ever
New
gonna
York,
get
Los
out of
Angeles,
here?
They felt like other planets. You know, it was like
Abso-freaking-lutely.
you'll never even be.
you
able
literally
to
you
get
stare
over
out
there.
your window and you're like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it out of here. Like,
So I think
I
it's
sure
cool,
hope so.
like,
But
if at a young age you get a chance to go to some place that's wild and big like that,
my grandparents
just to see
did
like,
that.
oh, it's doable.
Yeah.
Like, we're here and we're not immediately murdered or like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I was honest. I was just super curious always, and then I ended up. I mean, even in my teenage years, I went to Kenya, Tanzania, and like Italy, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I need to know
That's great.
all the different options for how I can live, because everyone where I grew up was so miserable
Yeah.
that I do not like. None of those are usable examples for me on
Yeah,
how
not
to
fun.
live like a productive life for me as like an eccentric person, as a non-traditional thinker.
Yeah.
You know, like. Which now is like, go ahead, call it like Audi HD or fucking like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
why do we need to label everything?
anxiety-induced PT, no, trauma-induced CPTSD.
I thought it was
I
way
don't
more
fucking-
fun back in the
Just
day.
call me weird. Seriously, just
Thank
call me
you.
weird. I'm fine.
I thought
I'm
it-
actually fine.
I
though.
thought it was, this is my stance, is we've diagnosed everything. And I thought it was way more fun back in the day when we would
You can
just
guess
say,
'em.
yeah, she's a weird lady.
She's just a weird
She's a weird
lady.
I don't know what's going on with her.
And I'm okay. I've always loved being like.
This
a
is how
little
science has
different.
ruined everything. They've
Yeah.
taken the magic
Uh-huh.
out of everything.
Yeah.
They used to say you were touched by the spirits or something like that. They'd be like, she's been
She's been blessed.
blessed, and now she entertains the whole tribe and brings us.
Jesus needed her in the world a little faster, so she didn't get to cook all the way.
Why are we diagnosed? Thanks a lot, science. You ruined the fun we were having.
Yeah.
So you agreed to play 20 bad questions. It's 10 bad questions, not 20. I used last season. I had 20, and it was
That's
too.
a lot of
it was
questions.
too many.
Yeah.
These are 10 bad questions.
Okay.
We do
I
these
love it.
rapid fire,
Okay, I'm ready.
but you can also stop and talk about them if you want.
All right. I was like, damn. Yeah.
But it's supposed to be like an intense political discussion
Oh.
of like. Correct. Did you just queef on your microphone?
I did. It was.
We'll get
That
that. We'll
was-
get that replaced before the next guest.
That's pretty much all I have to say on the matter.
Okay.
Truthfully.
Question 1. Are you ready? This
Yeah.
isn't
Oh,
one-
yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready.
This isn't one of the official questions. I was just wanting to make sure you were
Oh,
ready.
okay.
Question 1. Where do we find you online, Becca Ward?
Becca Ward Comedy on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I have a website, BeccaWardComedy.com.
There you go. Question 2. If you were queen of the whole world, what fun thing would you force people to do? So you get the idea?
Eat gluten.
It's a fun thing.
Everybody has to eat gluten.
That's not a fun thing.
It is for me.
Okay.
That's my
even people who-
Darwinism. If
even
you
people-
can't survive gluten, you're not fucking meant to be here because you're miserable. If you can't eat a goddamn cookie, no wonder you're so fucking upset. You gluten-free ass fuck.
gluten.
Yeah,
People
you
gotta eat
you
gluten.
free of fun. Like
I
it's
think
like
my mom's
association.
gluten-free for
Yeah,
medical
well, she may
reasons.
die in my
She
world.
may- she might not
I'm
make it.
not even sorry about it. All of my
I'm telling
top
you, my
favorite
mom is
foods,
one of the only people who watches this show.
I'm so sorry. But my top favorite foods, 5 of them, all include bread. Like, you would never survive in my world. I would be doing you a favor letting you go, like, in a world of only gluten. A
Strong
gluttonous,
feelings.
glutinous world.
I've never heard anybody with such strong gluten opinions on the other side.
Yeah, conviction. God, stop
gotta be
stop
eating
taking
gluten.
it out of my shit and then charging me more for less goddamn flavor. And
Could you charge less if you put more gluten in?
please.
Let's start asking that.
No, just give me my fucking cookie and just give me my cookie.
She needs these calories. Come on.
Also, I buy a tube of cookie dough the week before I get my period, and I make 12 tiny cookies every day. I don't think I've ever told anyone that besides my husband, who just noticed, you know.
You make 12 cookies every day.
But no, they're
of your-
tiny cookies.
little
They're-
tiny cookies.
Just
every day of your period.
every day the week before
The
when
week
I'm
before.
PMSing, I'm like, God, I don't know why I'm so hungry for these fucking cookies. And then, like, by day 3 of a tummy ache, I'm like, oh,
Women are
I
crazy.
think that's associated with my bad mood.
I don't
I'm
know
like,
how you
maybe
ladies do
I think
it.
this is why Alan has been so fucking annoying for the past 3 days. Like,
I've said it
killing
before.
him.
I'll say it again, ladies. I don't know how you do it.
It's so hard. It's so hard. If you can make it funny, it helps. You know, like, notice funny patterns in yourself, like your cookie doesn't.
Yeah. Question 3.
Yeah.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, mint chocolate chip. Oh, yeah.
That's like my dad's favorite.
Actually,
flavor.
also, but I wouldn't call it ice cream. Is the Wild and Reckless from Baskin Robbins.
Oh, okay. So like with a candy bar in it or whatever.
No, Wild and Reckless is like blue raspberry, fruit punch, and like maybe like green apple type like sherbet.
Green apple.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a sherbet.
Yes, all 3
That's
of
not
them.
ice cream.
That's what I said. That's why I said and then you missed the damn segue.
Sorry, I did. Okay, so weird sherbet or mint chocolate chip.
Yeah. Or classic.
Those are both incorrect, but we'll move on. Question 4. If you were a time traveling tourist, like you had a time machine, what time period are you going to go back to just to check shit out?
I
Just
can't
to
go
be
forward
You
because
can
the
if you
past
want.
doesn't look so good for me.
It's not fun. Yeah, it's not fun. I ask this question to black people sometimes, and they're like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah, that's
dude?
a toughie. I
You
don't
going
know.
to the
Back
future?
when heroin chic was in, I think I think that was the 90s, like Nirvana era.
Heroin chic.
Yeah, because we would have been great. We would have been models in that time, and
We'll go back to
now
the
it's back
90s.
to normal people models, which I'm actually also stoked about. I don't like promoting the fact, like, my body type is literally diseased. Like I have Graves' disease, like I'm hyperthyroid. So like if you look like me, you're sick.
Yeah.
You are sickly, and I'm sorry. Like we should have models that look fucking normal. Like so I'm glad we're out of that time, but also I mean I would get asked for cocaine less in like the LA bathroom line if I had lived in the 90s. Maybe I had more. I don't know.
Maybe more.
Because I was a child in the 90s.
I don't know. We'd be in a grunge band together. It'd
Yes, we motherfucking would. It'd be like a grunge band with like banjo.
Question 5.
Accordion.
Favorite performance space that you here, just a two-parter. Favorite one that you've performed in, and then favorite and like one that's like a bucket list. Like I'd love to perform there someday. So 2-part question.
Oh wow. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. And I've done a lot of fucking podcasts. That's a good one.
I think the stages are important. I always think about it. Like when I first got a spot at the Improv or the Comedy Store.
I'm going to say the Laugh Factory in Hollywood.
Grounds.
Laugh Factory Hollywood. I've never been treated with so much respect.
There's a good crew there.
When I walked in after the fact, just on a random night, going in, hanging out with my husband, I was supporting somebody else. I was coming to support a friend. And I walk in, and the server, who I had maybe seen once, was like, "Oh, are you up tonight? Can I get you something to drink? It's on me." And I had never, my first time at the store, green room, somebody was like, "Whose dick did you suck to get here?" That was the vibe. And the Improv is great, but everyone's really kind of there's a lot going on with 2 rooms, so it's just kind of a little more hectic.
Yeah.
And the lab is kind of hectic, so the factory is just, it's like classy. It's like makes me think of like real freaking classy place where there's a beautiful balcony. The upstairs, the whole upstairs is the green room with these private bathrooms and this kind of like otherwise private seating area. There's always these like passageways to kind of get through places and it's just.
Have you ever done any of the other Laugh Factories?
Yeah.
The one in Chicago?
Oh no, I've only done Long Beach and San Diego.
Yeah.
But I want to. Like, I'm down. Chicago is a bucket list.
Yeah,
but
they're all pretty nice.
The real bucket list, I think, for me is... Oh, shit. I had it in my head, and then I lost it.
Sydney Opera House.
I
want to play a gig on the International Space Station.
Oh.
We were like...
Oh, no, I got it.
So what's the deal with gravity?
I want to do JFL. Like, honestly.
Oh, yeah? It's not a thing anymore.
It is in French.
Didn't it go bankrupt last year?
They're still doing some.
They're going to try to bring it back,
Netflix is a joke, kind of. Like, they are. And I respect JFL a lot. Like, all the comics I've seen come out of there, I'm going to say 90% I've become actual fans of. And for me, I feel like
they've got a good long reputation.
And I don't like
winners.
Actually that much, to be honest. I don't like that much comedy. Like we were talking about it the other day. I don't like roast comedy particularly.
Big sweeping genres.
Yeah, I'm just, and I can try to get into it, but if you're asking me like my preference and what I like, it's actually very.
I'm a contrarian too, where like I'll like something and then a lot of people start liking it, and then I'll get turned off by it.
That's also me. I know. I didn't watch Lady Bird for years because everybody just hyped it up so bad.
Like I can't watch, and the roast thing was right away. Everybody loved it, and I was like, I don't know.
It's just not for me. I don't know. Maybe it's also because I was bullied so much, and I'm like, where I come from, people don't like you if they're doing this. Yeah, like.
Question 6: most annoying thing. What's the most annoying thing?
Chewing with your mouth open. And
that's pretty annoying.
While you're fucking sitting next to him.
That's pretty annoying.
Fuck off. Like get.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Why would you do that?
Yeah. That gets to me too. Great answer. Question 7: snakes or spiders?
Snakes.
Good answer. That is correct, I believe.
Although I did see we were in Palm Desert last weekend. It was just like maybe I give it 6-foot gopher snake. Mm-hmm. And it was on the property. My dogs were out, so I was just like, but they don't give a shit about gopher snake. Didn't give a shit about my dogs.
Yeah.
I was just telling my dogs go play over there, whatever, throw the ball. And his parents are freaking out. My husband's parents are like freaking out, like, oh, snake or snake. I don't know what it is in Spanish. Like
Snake? I don't think it's snake.
it's snake.
It's snake. It's a snake.
so
I
everybody's
don't know what
panicking.
it is
And
in Spanish.
Alan's octave. Alan's voice gets like an octave higher when he gets scared. So he's just kind of going, and I'm like, are you scared? And they're like, well, yeah, we don't know what kind of snake it is. I was like, it's
You gotta
fine.
leave it alone. It's
I said,
good.
actually, they're good for your property. They're gonna, clean
Kill
up
rats and
rodents and stuff and whatnot. And
we had a black snake underneath my mom's house that was like maybe this big.
yeah, and they wouldn't, but they were
Just
like,
leave it
they
alone.
couldn't calm down. So I was like, all right, then go get a shovel. If you want it gone, go get me a shovel and then walk away.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to like seeing what I'm going to do next. And I was like, and where's the nearest storm drain that I can
She
jump
could have
it
grown up
down?
in Missouri without missing a beat.
I
Yeah.
did. I grew up next door. Like that's
Yeah.
what we did with snakes. We did like we just fucking chopped them in half and threw them down a
chop that
storm
thing in
drain.
half. Question 8. You're on a desert island. You get 5 movies.
Oh God.
What 5 movies
I know
are you
it.
picking?
All right, Princess Bride, Heavyweights. Oh shoot! I said it last night. Maybe Monty Python.
Hey,
down there.
Holy Grail or Life of Brian or
Holy Grail.
Yeah.
It's just classic.
Yeah.
Get back here! I'll bite your legs off.
you gotta go Holy Grail.
Yeah. Two more.
You got 2 more.
Never Ending Story. Oh, I want to say a Miyazaki movie, but I don't know. Those are so feel good. Like Totoro would probably
Okay.
bring me out of a mood.
All right.
Childhood.
Interesting answers.
Oh
lots
no,
of
maybe
overlap.
Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Spirited Away. One
This
of the
is some-
Miyazaki movies.
This is some anime stuff. Is this what this is?
yeah.
Yeah. Question 9. I don't know if you're a big road dog necessarily. You said last night you don't play a ton of road
Well,
gigs.
from the start of this year, holy fuck.
Yeah, you've been doing-
Whoa. I've been to, I went Vegas, Indianapolis, Sarasota. Well, I went to Jacksonville first, and then I did Sarasota, and then Atlanta, and
So yeah, this year you've been really getting after it a little bit.
and this is all in the past 4 months.
Yeah.
So
Year's half over.
I'm a road dog now, dude. And
Do you
then
have
in
a favorite,
Vegas a bunch.
Do you have a favorite gas station? That's the road dog.
Oh
question.
yeah, absolutely. I've also driven cross country. You already know you're a troll, okay? Because we're about to have. Oh no, I was gonna say the only
That's
debate
mine.
where I'm from is
This
if it's
segment's
Wawa or Sheets. You know?
Yeah, you're on the East Coast.
Yeah, because
Sheetz, I go Sheetz.
but I also have done the other shows. Like I haven't done the middle of the country.
I like a Sheetz because it's open late. You can
I know.
grab
Well,
some
but
decent,
yeah,
like-
Wawa stepped up its game. That last time I was over
need
there,
to go check out
because I do
Wawa.
shows in DC too, in Virginia. Like
Yeah.
I'll do the DMV area because I'm going home that way.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
a bunch of people.
There's a lot of good shows in Virginia.
A lot of good shows over in Clarendon too, Richmond. Like I'm fine. Like so. With my old stomping grounds and in California, if you think about it, even going up and doing shows in San Francisco and in San Diego,
That's a
that's
trip.
the entirety of the freaking East
Yeah.
Coast, dude.
That's a
so
trip.
if you're doing shows in NorCal, like,
Yeah.
or even in Vegas and shit, it's like, yeah, I'm not like a road dog, but I'm getting
didn't
the
mean
fuck
to-
out there.
I didn't
Yeah,
mean to
I'm like,
insult
yeah.
you.
I know you're not a road dog yet. I'm a fucking road dog.
You
It's
literally
chair
said-
dog, dare dog, and road dog Becca. Okay.
I was quoting you,
I know.
who last night said, I don't really play that many road shows.
Well, no, not before World Series. This has changed everything
I stand corrected.
for me.
And
No.
I do apologize. And
You should be fucking
And I'm really sorry
You've embarrassed yourself.
about
You've
everything I've
embarrassed me.
done. So it's a Wawa.
I'm just doing an impression of my mom.
I got to
Yeah.
try a Wawa again.
You must. Wawa's
I was
great,
a
but
Sheetz fan.
I'm a huge
Sheetz
Sheetz.
is
Like
good.
I would have argued Sheetz up until my like Myrtle Beach trip, and
She
then
has such
Wawa
strong
came
opinions about
through.
this.
Yeah, Wawa came through for me so hard. I'm a hungry lady.
You got to
I'm
eat.
such a hungry person.
They would do like chicken strips and stuff late at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it was like actual protein I could find,
Yes.
not kind of filler shit. So.
Not just like a fucking tuna snack with crackers
Actually,
or
I
whatever.
love those. It's a high
They're
that's a
nice,
high
but
protein.
you don't
high
want
protein.
you don't want that to be the only option.
I
at
know. Yeah, you
11
get real
o'clock at
sick
night.
of a tuna snack.
Last question. What is your favorite thing about comedy? I hate to get all
Uniting people over joy.
sentimental.
That's
Uniting people over joy. What a gay answer.
I know.
But
It's
it
the
is
gayest
true.
thing about me because I don't like women. So
Uniting people over joy.
I mean, I don't like touching women. I love women.
But you are right.
No, it
It is true.
And I'm gonna go ahead and out myself as Hannah Gatsby said it in a way that I don't think I could say it better. And like, I know not everybody likes Hannah Gatsby, and not everybody considers her. We were talking about the other night. Like, it's a little preachy comedy, but I fucking love it. I fucking loved her. I'd never seen anything like that. Like, other than like Richard Pryor, like really getting into the nitty gritties of the stories, and then coming out and making you laugh, and that tension control that was so deep and so intense. Like, I'd never really seen a woman do it, especially like that, in a way where I was like so locked in and hooked the entire. I mean, I'm sobbing multiple times, and I'm also laughing so hard that I'm sobbing again. Like, it was a total journey for me. But anyway, in her special, she says, people unite over two things. Over joy or laughter, or over anger. And I know I can be on one side of it and like and do it successfully. So like that's what I'm gonna do. And I was like, it's pretty interesting, like especially with all the protests and shit going on. I was like, well, yeah, I'd much rather unite people than and find all the things that we have in common.
That's way more fun.
Open up this space to be weird. Let me go up there and be weird and still be like doable. And show you weird LA people that you can be as goofy as you want, and people will still want to have sex with you. Like, you still get married, you still get a fucking house, you still get whatever.
I find that refreshing in a world where most people on both sides are like, it's a crime to even talk to somebody.
It's so weird.
From the other side, if you're even seen talking to somebody who's a this or a that, then we don't want to be associated with you.
So I went out to dinner when we were
to talk to everybody, shouldn't you?
When we were in Atlanta, I was sitting at the hotel bar. I started talking to this woman, and this dude. She's a liberal judge from Dallas. He was like a kind of frat star type, also from Dallas, like. Super conservative. Like, asked me if I needed to ask my husband to go out to get something to eat. Like,
okay.
He was like, do you need to check with your husband first? I was like, I don't know, like floored. Like, what the fuck? No, Jesus Christ.
I'm with you.
Yeah. But we went to dinner. We went and got some wings, and we're just chilling. And he's like, yeah, I want a stay-at-home wife. I was like, I want a stay-at-home husband. See, we have more in common than you think that we do. And we were just, just cracking jokes and and I just tell him, like, honestly, but not rudely, like, I differ in opinions in this way. Like, but keep it lighthearted. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm never going to see this fucking person again.
Yeah.
Still follows me on Instagram, though.
Yeah, everybody wants to take everything so seriously.
And we just went to dinner.
Including their own opinions about stuff.
But we just chit-chat, shot the shit, and, like, lo and behold, look at how much, like, conversation we could have before. And same when I was in Florida. I was talking to these people from Minnesota in the pool. And we chatted for like 30 minutes before I mentioned that I live in California. And then they were just like, oh, we could never visit there. And I was like, it's actually stock full of people also like me. And that really nice time we've had laughing for the past 30 minutes? Like, it could also be like that,
Yeah.
Also, just go to Huntington Beach. Like,
there's other spots.
Yeah.
You can go hang out in Orange County if you want to.
Absolutely.
She's a uniter. She's not a divider. I do love Bakersfield.
You would.
It's fun. Bakersfield's a little too much, but I'd love to go visit.
Oh, that's where I went to that music festival.
Put some Dwight Yoakam on.
Oh, man.
You don't like Dwight Yoakam? She's not from West Virginia.
What is Dwight Yoakam?
What is Dwight Yoakam?
Oh, Dwight Yoakam.
That's a question for another episode.
I thought you said white Yoakam. I was like, is that a masturbation
whites?
Joke? Like, yoke 'em till it's white. Gross. Till the D's
what
what?
a way to end the pod. I was wrapping it up. We got one last jizz joke in
All
there.
right.
She's a uniter, not a divider. It's Becca Ward. Thanks for chatting with me.
That was fun.
We'll see you on down the road.
Yeah,
some point.
I will be on the road.
Yes, she will.
be on the road,
goddammit.
John.
And if
I
you
will
say
be-
she's not. Thanks for talking with me.
Thank you.
Well, there it is, and there it was. Greetings from Sacramento. Thanks for checking it out. The episode here, my interview with Becca Ward. We are wrapping things up here at the old Laughs Unlimited. And where are we going to be next? We're heading up to Eureka, California, up to a little NorCal action, where hopefully I'll be talking with my old buddy Chris Durant from the Savage Henry Comedy Festival. So check that out next week. It'll be fun. Lord knows what other adventures I'll get into, but we'll see you next week. Thanks for checking it out. Bye.